it has 30 minutes left, so we'll have at the break. We'll switch out the battery.
Okay.
Hi.
Well, hello there. How are you?
I'm good.
It's good to see you again.
I got back from the booty parlor.
I like it.
And got my hair redone.
I miss the old Sharon. It looks great.
Yeah, well, the blonde came out. So. Like, hey.
Things grow out. It happens.
Yeah, it does. You can see my pink roots coming through. Like,
I liked it personally.
But, oh, God. Well, so you didn't ever watch RuPaul's Drag Race, really, did you?
I really haven't.
Okay. So, because, this week it ended again. And it just kind of, it really feels to me like it's played out.
Yeah.
Because, some of those reality shows have played out. Maybe like Survivor.
That's how I feel about Project Runway. I loved it, and now I'm just like, ugh. They don't even keep the good people anymore.
Yeah,
they just keep the ones that are more dramatic.
Well, and that's kind of how, like, RuPaul has done, too. Like, some of the ones that actually deserve to kind of move on and were actually interesting, they don't keep. They keep the one that is, the bitch or...
Right. Because that's better for ratings. Mm-hmm. And that's really all it's about.
So this time, like, the bitch was this chick called Roxy Andrews.
Okay.
And she was pageant queen.
Okay. Like, I didn't know they had pageant queens that were drag queens.
What do you mean?
Well, like, I didn't know they had, like, drag pageants.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh, gosh, they do. Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
There's, like, Miss Drag USA. And,
oh, really? I had no idea.
There's stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
So, boy, this shirt...
So she was all, like...
This shirt is unflattering. Sorry, Internet. I'll do that.
It's because you got some big boobs.
I got some big old bitties. So, but she was more of, like, the pageant kind of queen. So, she was the very pretty...
And very serious.
And very serious about it. Really extremely serious about it. And she had problems with some of the other queens on there who she referred to as like the comedy queens.
Okay. Is that an insult?
She was using it as a very big insult.
So it depends on how it's said.
Yeah, so it was, so Pandora Box wrote this article about it, because Pandora is a comedy queen, and she was on RuPaul maybe the second season, and she became like the Miss Congeniality of the show. So, she was very good. Her characters were good, everything that she does, because that's her. To me, the difference between like the comedy queen and the pageant queen is the comedy queen really is throwing out more of a character than, they're rehearsing. To me, it seems like they rehearse a lot more, only because I guess I'm come from the comedy queen type world.
Well, it's more like a burlesque kind of thing,
so it's not, you're not just there all pretty and...
Yeah, and that's the whole point. Like, it's fun. And, like, people enjoy it. And
So I don't know. I didn't really...
But I understand that there's different levels of drag,
right.
So,
maybe then RuPaul needs to put that into consideration and have two different kinds of... Like, okay, well, let's go into that. Because I think RuPaul actually came from the pageant world originally.
Yeah, like RuPaul was a drag queen. Like, there was nothing campy about her. Like, she was a girl when she was in drag, and she was a guy when she wasn't.
There's something to say for some of the... Because a lot of the comedy queens they actually do sing. So there's no lip syncing. They write their own parodies or make their own parody kind of musics.
Like those Chick-fil-A girls.
Yeah. But see, I don't really know because... To me, the three of them, because one of them was on RuPaul this year.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And Willem was on last year, and he got.
Which one is that?
He was the blonde.
Okay.
And then the big girl. I'm not sure. I don't really know who that one is, but Detox was the other skinny girl. But Willem got kicked off the show because he had some conjugal visits.
Oh, is that
and you're not
inappropriate?
allowed? Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. But he was filming in his hometown, so the boyfriend just kind of like.
Why can you not be allowed to do that? That seems kind of intrusive on their personal lives.
I guess he could tell what's going on, and because you're not,
they're like sequestered the whole time.
Yeah, so you're sequestered.
Well, they show them out like in public and stuff, don't they? Or
no, they're.
Oh, really?
It's literally like from the hotel to the studio, and that's kind of there.
I see.
Yeah, so that's.
So how long does it really happen in? Like,
I really don't know.
Life?
It seems like it's only like a couple weeks, maybe.
For them.
But
gotcha.
then, for the TV viewer, it goes on
spread out over however many days,
weeks.
That many weeks, yeah.
It goes on forever. But I don't know. I was taking a little bit of offense to Roxy's kind of, it's like, you guys don't take drag seriously. You don't do this. You don't do that, which I think is completely the opposite. And only because I say that just because of where I
that's your
started
background.
And what, I think we always took it very seriously.
Well, you guys, I mean, in particular, did it for nonprofits. You know, like you made money for charities. Like, so of course you took it seriously.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a very serious thing to us. It wasn't, I wasn't putting on this, to go out and make fun of another drag queen.
Absolutely.
Well, there are drag queens in town that would call us the clowns. It's like, okay, well, whatever. So we're the entertainment, we're the...
Yeah.
Let
me just say that you guys are well loved in town, though, and everywhere you guys go.
And the group I'm talking about is the Denver Cycle Sluts, and and they still are very, they still are a campy, group. I mean, I think there's some queens that don't. They say camp, but to me, it's a totally different thing.
Right.
Campy to me doesn't mean that you're doing. You just come out and do a funny song. But you're still dressed like pageantry, kind of. That's, to me, that's not campy. Campy is, so you're this. It's more of like the Divine or.
Well, I guess I've been to
like
drag shows like that where like it's very serious. Now I've only seen lip syncing drag shows, so I don't think I've been to the fancy ones where like they can sing on their own and stuff. But like I've been to those, and it's very serious.
Yeah.
It's not like the host is usually comedic,
right,
like the girl hosting, but the rest of them, they're like totally serious and in character the whole time, and like they are the character that they are, and there's no laughing matter about it. So like I can understand like that seriousness.
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, if that's the show that you're in, then more power to you.
But that doesn't make you guys any less.
No, yeah, exactly. And then there's also
and vice versa.
And then like the female impersonator level too, to me, is completely different because you are impersonating that you look like Britney Spears or you look like Madonna, and you are putting on, it's not me going out and doing a Madonna song. To me, that's not female impersonating.
So that's even one step different than the serious drag, because they're their own person.
Yes.
And so the difference is that these people, like, that's their whole focus, is that they are whoever they're impersonating, like the Cher impersonators and all that. Kind of like, for the straight people, like an Elvis impersonator or something like that.
And I mean, I think...
Frank Sinatra.
And to me, I think that's kind of, like, those are the drag shows I like to go to because, I love to see the Cher comes out and it's like, oh my God, that guy really looks like Cher. That's great.
Yeah.
Or the Whitney Houston comes out, or the... Britney Spears, Lady Gaga, whatever they're doing at that time.
Right.
Because there's a couple shows in Vegas that... And actually, one of the guys that had one of the biggest shows in Vegas for a long time, he just passed away recently.
Oh, no.
And he was 60 years old.
I saw somebody post that on Facebook, but I wasn't sure who that was.
Kenny Kerr. I went to... I think he was one of the first drag shows that I saw in Vegas. And he actually sang, and he would... he impersonated Cher and some others, but he actually did... sang, and a lot of people in his troupe didn't. They, did the lip sync.
And I think that's a talent, I do, and you can sing on your own and like, expand that character like that. But like, maybe because I'm from the outside, like, so I didn't like do drag and all that, and I have no preconceptions about it. But like, I did kind of grip it all together.
Yeah,
I think people kind of do that, and that's kind of an ignorant thing, maybe. But like, I kind of did. I didn't, because even though like that's when I met you, you were Sharon, and like I've never judged that, you know what I mean? And I've never like seen the difference between other drag. I mean, I get it now that you say it, but like I think a lot of people maybe are like that. They don't really understand all the differences.
Yeah, they don't see that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's just. I mean,
it's too bad though that girl was so bitter about it.
Yeah, she was extremely bitter about it. I mean, and this is really, it's my opinion. It's not, and even in the article, this is kind of like Pandora boxes,
right?
Sure, I've had numbers that flopped that I thought I was so funny,
and people were like,
"Oh my God!" Everyone in the audience is just like. I mean, you can hear the cricket even. It's just like, oh
my God, you do two great numbers like, that I personally are my two favorites, but we won't go into that right now. But it's the Christmas jingle and it's the Cher jingle, or song. Yeah. So I'm just saying.
So yeah, I mean, there's you kind of learn like what the audience likes, and you kind of just
you play to your crowd.
You play on that, and but oh God, yeah. I mean, even knowing that, I've had numbers just flop. Like,
hey, but then then you know.
And it's like, okay, that's
you always got to try something.
That's why I didn't get $1, or and it was I had when I first started, I had some of the others that I was in the group with. They were very good at letting you know, like, they weren't like, oh my God, that was awful. It was like, okay, well, that didn't quite work the way you thought, did it? So it was like very
constructive
criticism. It was very
is great,
like mentory, I guess, or
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it was really good.
Well, I've noticed that you guys are kind of like close like that. That's a special kind of relationship that other people don't get.
Yeah,
and like you guys get each other, and like I've noticed that because I know you and several other these sluts and several other people that do drag, and like it's a close kind of circle of friends. It's like an intimacy thing.
And I think it's good to have a person that you can bounce something off like that. Like, what do you think of this? Or I went to a show on Saturday night, and there were a few numbers that didn't go over. They just didn't. But it was also a different crowd that was kind of there too. So, and it wasn't.
Well, and that particular place, as I recall, is like a mingled bar.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a gay crowd.
Right.
And so like you get that straight crowd that doesn't really get it.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a big straight crowd to see somebody who was out that hadn't done drag for a while.
Right.
And he did a couple. He did good. It was it
was pretty good.
It was great. Yeah, he was.
I was checking on.
Good. There were just a few queens that you could just tell that they were like, oh, you will pay attention to me, or and it was just kind of like, silly. Well, you're not. A couple of them I got bored, and I made somebody mad at the show because they said what number was their favorite, and I was like, oh, that one bored the hell out of me. Yeah. I was like, I didn't get it. I was like, I don't.
Well, let me just say about you, the more cocktails you have, the more honest you are.
Oh, well, that's true.
Brutally so.
I did have a few cocktails. So, and at least I didn't blurt out.
I want to go with you to the next one.
At least I didn't blurt off, get off the fucking stage. Well, actually, the next one we're hosting, by the way. So this is with the Front Range Bears. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that was the next show coming up.
So that's the next show, and that's in September. We'll be doing.
That's exciting.
And we'll be filming it, and we've got some stuff with the Oktober Fest that we'll announce here in the future.
We're really excited about this.
So
like, you guys
really
don't even know. Like, that's going to be a lot of fun.
So it'll be fun. So it'll be a good time. But I mean, and Pandora talks about some of the funny queens and a few of these I've seen. I've seen Miss Richfield. I've seen Varla Jean Merman. I've seen Lady Bunny. Sherry Vine, I've actually stolen some of her songs.
Really?
And
is that an okay thing?
Reparodied them or like recorded my own voice. Jackie Beat, who is another one. Some of her songs I think are a little. They push the envelope just a little bit, but I know some of the sluts
of good taste.
Of good taste, yeah. And some of the sluts do a lot of her numbers, and some of them I'm like, but that's kind of what the sluts are there for too. Is we do push, that extra. I mean, I did Like a Virgin, and I was dressed as the Virgin Mary and had pregnant, and.
Don't say that. My mom watches this. She's gonna be like, "You watch that?" And I totally did.
And and that even Holden was like, he's like, that's not.
It's too soon for that. It's too soon.
It's too soon. The Virgin Mary. Yeah. So yeah, like.
Oh my God! I saw the worst post about the Virgin Mary on Facebook the other day. It was like this girl, and she was obviously the Virgin Mary. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm pregnant. I gotta come up with a good story for this." And I was like, my mom would be so mad that even showed up on my feed.
Amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to go because I guess coming from where I was, like going to drag shows now, I expect so much more out of it.
Well, yeah, because you've seen the entertainment part of it, and like what can happen.
And I think that some people rely more on the lyrics to be funny than their performance.
But your performance has to be funny in
your
conjunction.
Performance has to be good. You can't just like walk back and forth and and God know your fucking lyrics, drag queens.
I mean, okay. Let me just say that I totally agree. I'm like, you've practiced this song how many times? How can you not know the lyrics?
Exactly.
I mean, like we've all heard the old joke where you just say watermelon, watermelon, watermelon,
Vacuum,
and it works.
Watermelon. I think orange.
See, I don't know those, but like,
watermelon,
it's a song. There's only like 300 words.
Yeah.
Learn them. Like, that really irritates me. Like, I get so mad. I'm like, how many times did you practice this song?
Yeah.
And you don't know the lyrics?
And you don't know the lyrics.
I mean, like, I hear a song like twice and I know the words. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
there's been some when...
learn the lyrics.
There's been some songs that, I didn't listen, or I would start the next verse and whoops, so I totally
then you get caught up in the moment,
yeah.
but then you find it again.
Or I'd just be so drunk I didn't even remember.
Well, I'm sure that has a big part to do with it.
Never.
It all drag things.
You guys, no one would ever think that happened of me.
Never. I would never say such a thing. Never, ever.
So, or, you try to take a serious kind of song and, make it funny, and sometimes it doesn't come off. And I did a Kelly Clarkson song, the Since You've Been Gone.
Yeah.
And I had cutouts of like Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, because I was like,
I don't remember that.
Oh, because it flopped.
Oh.
I did it once.
Okay.
Flopped so hard that, I mean, literally, we were at a camp out for the motorcycle group here, and it just, oh my God, it was awful. Like, it was, and I thought I was being funny, like.
And nobody got it.
So, yeah, because she's like, here's the thing. We started out friends. It was cool, but it was all pretend. And I had a picture of Tom Cruise. Think of the lyrics and Tom Cruise. It was all pretend.
Oh, that's too deep for people.
So I thought I was being hilarious. But apparently I was just high and really...
And not hilarious.
It was very bad. It was really, really...
Oh, Sharon.
It was just... Yeah, so it was awful. But anyway, well, that's all I'm going to talk about.
But no, I want to go back to that for just one more second.
Okay.
So, like, if you ever do, like, a show anywhere, because I know you're kind of, like, semi-retired right now, but I'm going to go on record to say right now, if you ever do it, like, I want to be a prop in one of your, acts.
For sure.
I think that would be so much fun.
Definitely. Well, coming up in September, I'll do... At the next...
Will you perform there?
Yeah, I'll definitely perform there. And
right on, that'll be fun.
Stuff.
Yay.
So, yeah.
I'm so excited about that, I really am.
Because, emceeing will be... Of course I'll have to...
Yeah, and I'll just be there. Like, it's all about sharing.
At least this is what I know. We haven't had our meeting with them yet, so we are supposed to at some point here in the future.
And you'll let me know, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because I am part of this,
well,
right?
yeah, no, you're coming... You have to come to the meeting. You have to come to the meeting with me. So, it just so happened that we got to... kind of talk a little bit about it.
It's such a great thing. Like, we're super excited. Yeah. Like, and like, we gotta like promote them too. Oh, yeah. Like, because we're really excited about that. That's gonna be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun.
This is kind of like the kind of stuff we wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Like, just go out and be us and have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very excited.
So, but yeah, so I mean, that's me. That's me. Trust me. I think we've had jokes on this show that have just flopped. We've had,
for sure.
We've definitely had our times where
you flopped me and I flopped you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you tell a joke and I'm like. It's like crickets.
That didn't go over well, did it?
But of course, admittedly, the drunker we get, the funnier it becomes.
Well, that we think.
At least in our own minds. And that's truly all that matters.
In our own mind, we are hilarious. Well, speaking of drinks.
I do need another one.
We'll go ahead and take a quickie 2 and 2. When we come back, we're going to learn how to be a romantic, or a flirtatious stud, not a romantic dud.
I might need to hear some of those
points. Yeah, we'll have to hear some of these. So, okay, we'll be right back.
Don't forget to check out our sponsors. They're all going to pop up right now. Twitter, email, all that stuff. Just get a hold of us.
Yes, please do. Thank you.
And we're back. We're always back like a bad penny. We keep showing up.
Good Lord. So anyway, okay, so there was this article that a person I know wrote for the Outfront. And
is it appropriate to say who he is or no?
Oh, it's Brent Hines. I mean, it's,
he's kind of a known character. Like he was Mr.
Leather some time ago. But yeah, so he writes this article of 10 ways to move from romantic dud to flirtatious stud. Mm-hmm. So just in case we ever lose our partners, our significance, we're going to take some lessons from this. So now some of them I'm not sure how I feel. So we'll go through them and kind of see what he says.
I'll speak brutally honestly about them.
We're going to go from 10 to 1.
So 10 being less important, 1 being more important.
I don't know. It's just that's how we labeled it.
Okay, so yeah, he's going in order of importance.
Yes. Okay, so it is be respectful, and I'm going to read from here. So
okay, please.
All right. It doesn't matter if the guy is the hottest stud you've ever seen. It's not effective to drool, stare him down, or maul him like a lion on a gazelle. On the flip side, don't be rude or cruel to someone who hits on or compliments you. If you're not interested, just say thank you and move on. Which I agree with that.
I totally agree with that. I mean, there's no reason to be an asshole to somebody, ever.
No.
And people are all the time.
But I have the drooling problem.
Do you?
Oh my God, I will stare someone the fuck down at a bar.
I won't. Not like...
I'm so bad at that.
No, I won't. I just don't. Like, I see them and they're cute, and then I'm back into my conversation. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no. I've got that problem where I'm just like, oh.
Now, there have been guys that I've seen that okay, like we were at Beer Bus on Sunday and we were just all standing there talking on the outside patio, like on the front side of the bar facing Logan Street.
Yeah, yeah.
And like there was this guy down at the end of the block and I saw him and like I followed him all the way down, like, and watched him as he walked past and Dan was like, hello. And then like the other guy that was with us, he was like, everybody in the bar just followed him around.
Oh my God.
And he was walking with his girlfriend, but he was gorgeous. So I guess I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah, see, we all are. Okay. Next is be intimate. Okay, now this one invading someone's personal space can cause awkwardness. Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
But it can also show interest, and they may want you to invade your bubble in return. They may want to invade your bubble in return. Excuse me. Don't be afraid to reach out and touch someone. Just go slow and don't overstay your welcome. By the way, mints are good ammunition if you want to get close, whatever. So before the invasion. So. Yes.
Well, I mean, of course you want to become intimate. Like, that's going to be one of the next steps. Like, when you meet somebody, like, you're either going to become intimate or you're going to be friends.
Right, yeah. So, and I mean, that kind of goes along with, there's another part of this, so we'll get way more into that.
Okay.
But mints are a good thing.
Always. I have a nasty habit of telling people when they have bad breath.
And, say,
and I expect people to tell me
that,
too.
Do you want some gum?
Seriously.
Seriously, well, like, you're good right now.
Thanks.
I'm not sure how I am, but... Anyway, okay.
I tell you.
And then it says be emotionally aware. Think about your attitude before you're going to socialize with people. You may be feeling out of place, angry, relaxed, self-loathing, bored, excited, or desperate. These moods can come out even if you're not trying to cover them, which I do think is true.
I totally agree because I'm guilty of that myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be frustrated with things that are going on, and like then I'll just be like, I don't mean rude, but like I'll be just like more sarcastic than I should be.
Yeah,
you know, like
more,
I don't mean to be like that.
Yeah.
And then I realize it when I do it, but
yeah, you're just kind of you can be a little more standoffish with friends or anybody even that or maybe you just want to go out and have that quiet drink. And well, if you want to go out and have a quiet drink, you certainly you should not go to
the gay bar.
The big gay bar.
If I wanted to have a quiet drink, I'd go to like some neighborhood bar.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you just want that, then,
and I've done that, and it's it's enjoyable,
and it's just fine.
You people watch.
But now this one actually goes along with the next one. It says be affectionate. Touch his arm or leg to show that you're interested. Physical contact feels great, but there's a huge difference between a gentle touch on the shoulder and a crotch grab.
Well, that's Beer Bus. That's what happened at the Beer Bus.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry. I think that's inappropriate.
Right.
I'm not going to grab. Now,
well,
maybe after like we're kissing, but I'm not just going to reach over and grab you on your inner thigh.
I think this is talking about like in the flirtatious moments, because I do the like oh
yeah, I touch people all the time. Oh yeah,
laughing at their.
I don't know if I laugh quite like that.
Oh my god! Oh yes! Oh my god! That's so
you're
funny.
So funny and you're so cute. Oh my god! I can't tell you how cute you are.
So that's totally like the flirtatious kind of
totally
silly little thing. But yeah, so I.
Sure. It's funny because we can all relate to it. Yeah. What he's saying, and
I mean, so
even straight people can relate to it.
Even straight people can totally relate to this. Now, this is the bar that has Beer Bus, the Wrangler. There is the trough that and
right.
Sometimes I'm like, I mean, I'm not pee shy, so I go in there and
me too. Like if I gotta go, I go.
Yeah, do whatever I need to do. But I mean, there's always like the one weird random guy that's just sitting there checking everybody out, so completely obvious about it that it's like that goes along with the be respectful. Like I mean, yes, it's a trough.
I think that's totally inappropriate.
Yes, it's a trough. Yes, it's whatever.
Like it's so funny because like you could be standing next to me and peeing, we could be having a conversation, but I would never think of looking at that. You know, like I'm not gonna. So. But it's totally natural for us to have a conversation. But like for me to glance over and like it's really weird because you guys have to understand it's like this it's shaped like this, and there's people on both
You
sides.
put your drink on top of it.
And you put your drink, yeah, it's like flat. But there's people on both sides, so like you could easily look over and look at the person.
You don't even have to look over; it's just there.
It's just there,
you know?
like, and you might see it, but like you're not like checking it out. But like some people do.
Some people do, but there was one time in the trough that I was a little tipsy-ish.
I'm totally shocked by that.
I pop in, into the spot and start doing my business. Well, I'm kind of a little sway, whatever. And I'm hitting it in the right spot that it's just splashing back on the two people next to me.
Oh, no. And there's nothing there but, like, metal. It's all, like, polished stainless steel.
And they both were like, could you point that down? I was like, oh, sorry. But I always walk through the trough, too, and I'm like, I'll sit down and be like, oh, my God, I gotta poop.
I've never seen you do that, but
it's fine.
I would love to get a picture of that. I'm totally putting it on Facebook if I ever get it.
There probably is one somewhere. And this is a big one to me. Be presentable. Wear clothes that make you feel attractive or powerful. Although comfort can be important, what you wear should make you feel and look good. There is nothing wrong with a little healthy acknowledgement of, hell yeah, I look good. Bring it on.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think if you're out to hook up, you better look good.
Oh, absolutely. Like I don't know. Because I think gay society has that same thing where, like, straight society does. Like, in straight society, all the guys with their pants all baggy and stuff. Well, in gay society, they're all, like, flip-flops and, like, plaid shorts and a, like, T-shirt that's not even tucked in. Or, like, a button-up shirt that's not tucked in.
Flip-flops in a busy bar, and then they bitch about you pouring, you spill.
I like to wear button-up shirts. I like to, but I do wear T-shirts and stuff around Dan. So maybe that's kind of what you're going to. Like, we're too comfortable.
Because it's not like if I was going out to, like, really meet somebody or hook up with somebody, then, yeah, I would definitely dress a little more for that occasion instead of just throwing on, like, the plaid shirt.
Right.
But see, my usual.
But you don't, like, because you're going home with Holden, and, so, like, you don't do that anymore,
So it's like, I look fine.
We're so out of touch.
I look good and whatever. And it says, be aware of social cues. There's a huge difference between making eye contact and looking away out of shyness versus looking away because they aren't attracted or want to invite. Hang on. A huge difference between making eye contact and looking away out of shyness versus looking away because they aren't attracted or want to invite a conversation.
Attractive, I think.
Okay.
I think it must be a misprint.
It's important to distinguish between interest and disinterest, but sometimes you can't be sure until you go up and talk.
Well, no, because people will do that. Like, you'll be looking around and you'll look at somebody, and I'm not going to say I'm not guilty of this as well, and they'll look at you, and, like, you can tell by the way that they look at you that they're attracted to you, but you're not, and so you just kind of look away.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and not in the bad way. You're not like, ew, oh my God. And you just kind of like... you're looking around, you see somebody, you look, and then you look on,
So it's not like, oh, God, don't.
You don't want to make a scene about it. Yeah. But people do, though.
Like,
I'm sorry. Like, let me just go on record and say that gay people are bitches. Like, seriously, they're mean.
Yeah.
I can't believe the way that I've seen people treat people before. Like, I'm like, how can you do that? They really are mean.
And I'm guilty
just like anybody else.
I'm guilty of that. Or I'll walk away from a conversation that somebody's having.
Are you serious? Oh, my God, if you ever did that to me... it would be on.
There was a time when you were having a conversation with somebody that I just was not into, and I
I
split and left you. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the guy bought me a shot for my birthday. It was so nice, but oops.
She totally left me there.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not in this conversation anymore.
We talked about that already. God,
I know.
We're terrible. You're terrible, Muriel.
It's terrible. And then this one says, be composed. The way you stand and the expression on your face tells people about you before you utter a word. God, this is small print.
So, like, that's what they're saying. They're like, be confident.
Yeah, so be confident. Don't stand there.
Always be confident.
I mean, there's definitely...
be proud to be yourself, man. Because there's not another one.
The one shy guy at the bar that you can tell that does kind of stand in the corner. And
sometimes I kind of want to, like, reach out to them and be like, oh, come here. Let me introduce you to all these people.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Come here. But maybe that's not what they want.
Right. I mean, some people are and some people are crazy, and you never know, like, crazy. And that's why you don't approach people that you don't know unless somebody introduces you to them that you trust. You know?
Exactly. So, okay, so this one says, be real And it says, look confident without overacting. That's us.
Is it?
Playing games.
We're just ourselves.
Yeah. Playing games trying to appear overconfident may give others the impression you are arrogant, standoffish, or unapproachable. True. Don't waste time attempting to develop an inflated ego person. Yeah. So
I mean, always be yourself. You and I are firm believers of that. Like, we're just us, and like, it's not you like us or you don't, but like, people do, you know, and like, thank goodness, you know. Well, thank God we're not like crazy people. Well, not everybody likes us, but whatever. Those people, I ain't got time for that.
I don't got time for you. Well, I think some people like sober Sharon, but then drunk Sharon. Woo.
But they're one and the same.
It is kind of.
Take them both or take them neither one.
And then this says, be realistic. Knowing the cues won't be worth a damn if you don't recognize them. It is also extremely important to realize when they are not there. It's up to you to act appropriately in social situations. Be careful not to let your interests or emotional experiences override your logical mind. They can override your perceptions and lead to bad choices. Okay,
all I can say is that sounds like a lot of psychological mumbo-jumbo. Like, what is he clearly saying there?
That is kind of his background as well.
Is he saying, like, you know, like, be with them or before they, like, hit on somebody else? Or, like, or are they going to hit on somebody else? Or you shouldn't hit on somebody else? Like, I don't... Is that even what he's saying?
Well, I think I'm kind of confused on that. If somebody is talking to somebody else...
You see that.
If someone's talking to somebody else, you aren't going to have... You know, if you're attracted to that person, well... Be realistic. Those two are talking. Don't go interrupt their conversation, kind of thing.
So is that what you think that's about?
I think that's what that's about. But
that I agree with.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
but I don't get that.
That's in the be. I mean, that goes with the.
He's saying be confident, but he knows that it's that if you're insecure, it's hard to like be confident. He's saying take time to address those concerns and develop effective social skills. Feeling awkward and isolated keeps us from connecting with people. I'm reading the wrong one.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Which one was that?
That was number 1.
Oh, yeah, no, we were on...
Darn it, we're on number 2.
So this was like, but then this is, you know, be yourself, like what we were just talking about. So, yes, be yourself.
You should be yourself at all times.
Because...
Life's too short to waste it.
Yeah, it is. And if you aren't yourself, the person that you... I mean... Yeah, you're going to go home with the wrong person, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, because if you have to pretend to be, like,
you're gonna meet the wrong person.
Whoever they want you to be so that they'll hang out with you, well, eventually you're going to come out. Like, you're gonna be you. Because as much as Dan and I tell each other ad nauseum, like, when we're so mad at each other, I'm me, he's him. Like, put up with it or, like, move on because we're who we are. Because you're who you are. You can't pretend to be somebody else. You're going to come out. Sooner or later.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that, yeah.
Right?
I seriously believe that. Like, and you can kind of tell when you're talking to somebody. You know, there's definitely like the little pretentious queen that you can talk to at the bar, and you can just tell that half the crap that comes out of their mouth is a huge lie.
Yeah, why do that?
You know, it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, I definitely, I will shy away from that conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, and I do the same thing.
You know, or they try to, because in this, I've had, you know, people trying out for the sluts that just try to like super impress me. Like, I'm gonna say, oh, you should go do whatever. Yeah, it's like, I don't care.
I think that's in people's nature. You know, like they think that you can help them.
Yeah.
And so they are going to kiss your ass until you help them.
Yeah.
You know, like, and people are just like that.
Well, I mean,
I'm not, and that's why I'm not like a billionaire, I guess. I mean, like,
I don't know if either of us have ever kissed each other's ass.
No, and I would never. No. I would never. What kind of friend would I be if I just kissed your ass and told you, like, I gave you what you wanted to hear, you know?
Well, we were at Beer Bus, and you come screaming outside, oh, Sharon's going to buy me a shot because Sharon loves me. I was like, no, I don't. And Nick was...
That's a true story.
Poor Nick was just sitting there like, are you...
He bought me the shot.
I bought it.
I was pissed. I was like, oh, yes, you are.
So,
how dare she?
Yeah, well, that's okay.
How dare you? I thought you loved me.
Mm-hmm.
I do love you. But still. Poor Nick the shot guy. He had no idea. Which we might have him out here. Yes, we've kind of mentioned him a couple times before.
He will be a guest. He'll be a guest speaker.
A guest speaker.
Point, so.
Well, let's address Casey. Like, okay, let me address that really quick. So, like, we love Casey, and he's totally a part of us, but he's got a lot going on in his life right now.
So we fired him.
No, we didn't fire him. He is not fired. He is in school. He is on assignment. He is doing a lot of things, and it's just too busy for him right now. Yeah. And so we'll revisit this when he's not so busy, exactly. You know. And we wish him luck, and we love him very much. And you know, like I guess we'll have to like muddle through Twitter for now.
Yes.
Well, maybe he'll still tweet for us occasionally.
Yeah. You're doing just fine on it. So, but that's about all the time we have.
Oh my God, it goes so quickly.
And that was...
You know, let me just say, like, in case people are wondering, like, I'm loving our new shorter format.
Yeah, so we're trying to make it a little shorter.
Because I love you too, but, like, even when I watch us and we're an hour and 10 minutes long, I am like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
Like,
seriously. Shh. God, we talk so much. Yeah. And apparently, and I talk a lot too.
Yes, you do.
I never let Sharon talk. But I'm pretty like that. Mm-hmm. But I tried to be conscious of that today. I hope you noticed.
What? Oh.
Thanks.
So, anyway, okay. But get a hold of us there, watch us here, check out all these people for us, and we will see you on the flip side.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.